Hi guys, today I'm reviewing the Braun 12-cup food processor. When you first get the unit, wash all the parts in warm soapy water or in your dishwasher. You can see all the parts drying. There are a lot of parts here. I'm thinking this might be a two-part review, otherwise it'll be one long video. It measures about 12 inches across, 8.5 inches deep, and 14 inches tall. It comes with a motor block. It's 600 watts. This is the on-off switch. There's also a pulse mode. To use the pulse mode, just turn it to P, go back to off, and keep going. It doesn't stay at pulse. Use pulse for chopping vegetables and making dough. This is the variable speed regulator that can be set from 1 to 15. This is the food processor bowl that holds 8 cups or 2 liters. There's an arrow on the bowl that matches the arrow on the base. Turn the bowl until you hear a click. This is the blade that goes with this bowl and also a blade cover. Just turn the blade until it goes down all the way. This is the lid. It also has an arrow that matches up with the arrow on the bowl. Turn the lid until it clicks. This is the food pusher that goes in the chute. There are milliliter, cups, and ounce markings on the pusher. The bowl also has milliliter, ounces, and cup markings. This chopper attachment is included and comes with a blade. A citrus attachment so you can juice lemons and limes, etc. This is the insert carrier to use these 5 stainless steel inserts. They are marked A, B, C, D, and E. There is the fine slicing insert, coarse slicing insert, fine shredding, coarse shredding, and grating insert. A kneading hook to make yeast doughs, pasta, and pastries, and a whipping attachment to make whipped cream and whipped egg whites. There is cord storage in the back of the unit. This is the manual. There is a page with pictures, which I think some people will find confusing. I'll try to show you all the parts and how to use them, so it'll be easier for you to use if you get this food processor or already own it. There is a list of items you can process with the max amount, speed, and time for processing. For whipping cream, the maximum is 13.5 ounces or 0.4 liters, and the minimum is 5 ounces or 0.15 liters. For egg whites, the minimum is 2 and the maximum is 6. To clean, the base can be wiped down with a damp cloth and dried, and all the other parts can be washed in warm soapy water or in your dishwasher. First, we'll chop onions using the bowl. The maximum amount is 24 ounces, 700 grams, or about 3 cups. The speed is 15, and you're supposed to pulse 10 to 13 times. The onions can be quartered. They don't have to be cut up into small pieces. I'm using 2 medium onions and I've cut each onion into 8 pieces. They're about 2 inches across. Usually most food processors say to cut the vegetable into 1-inch pieces. And this Braun said to quarter the onion. I wasn't too sure about that because that would be really big. So we'll try with the 2-inch pieces. Block the lid. When you plug in the machine, make sure the dial is set to off. We'll set the speed to 15 and pulse a few times until the onions are chopped. That looks good. You can keep going, of course, if you want it finely minced. There are the chopped onions. They're chopped pretty evenly. There are a few big pieces, but most of the onions are chopped evenly. Now I'll try processing tomatoes. I'm using 3 medium tomatoes that I've quartered. There's no recommended speed listed for tomatoes. I'm going to set it to 11 and pulse a few times. And this is good for salsa. Most of the pieces again seem to be evenly processed. So you don't have to cut the tomato into smaller pieces to process in this Braun. And we only needed a few pulses. If you keep going, this will be a puree. Next, we'll try the stainless steel inserts. Use the insert carrier for all of the stainless steel inserts. First, I'll use the fine slicing insert marked A. Put the insert into the insert carrier. And push it in. When using any of these inserts, we do not use the chopping blade that usually goes in the food processor. The carrier just sits on top of the middle of the food processor bowl. Lock the lid. I'll do a cucumber first. I'm going to use a hothouse cucumber. This is the seedless variety, and you can see they are thin. They're not the big regular cucumbers, and that fits into the chute nicely. If you're going to use a very thick cucumber, it's not going to fit into the chute. We'll use the food pusher to push down the cucumber. For the thin slicing insert, the speed recommended is 1 to 2. I'm going to set the dial to 2. Plug in the machine, and we'll just turn it to the right to on. It's best to have both sides of your produce flat and even. Put it in the chute and turn it on. Turn it off. I have to say that was extremely quiet. Unlike other food processors, this Braun slices slowly. Pull the insert up to remove. There's the usual one piece of produce. That's the same with pretty much every food processor. Here are the slices. They look really nice and even. To remove the insert, just push the longer tab in and push out. Now let's try B, the thick slicing insert. We'll use speed 2 again, the other half of the cucumber. I like that this chute doesn't have a max line, so you can't put in longer pieces of fruits and vegetables without cutting it. You just have to push down the fruit or vegetable with the food pusher. Turn the dial to on. Turn it off. One piece on top again. Here are the thick slices. They're also very even. You can see the difference between the thick slices and the thin slices. The thick slices are double in thickness of the thin ones. I did notice that the edges are not as clean as slicing in the Cuisinart 14 cup that I usually use. Now I'll use C, the fine shredding insert. I'm going to shred a Granny Smith apple. You'll have to cut the apple. And let's see, this just about fits. I'm going to have to cut this in half. Just 4/4 of the apple. The fine shredding speed is anywhere from 3 to 6. I'll try 4. Turn it on. That doesn't seem to be working. The apples are sort of smushed against the blade. I'm going to try speed 6 and just put in 2 pieces. At speed 6, you see that the apples are shredded nicely. I'll just do the remaining pieces. It's stuck again. I don't think it likes the peel. See the apple on top. The apples are shredded nicely and evenly, but I think the grater had an issue with the peel and the peel got stuck in the grater. So it's probably best to shred things without the peel. Next, I'll try D, the coarse shredding insert. I'll be using 1 medium potato, and that fits nicely in the chute. The speed again is 3 to 6. I'm going to use 6. That was really fast. A piece of potato on top. Nice big shreds of potatoes. They're even and it was processed very quickly. Now I'll use E, the grating insert. A medium potato peeled. The speed is anywhere from 8 to 15. I'm going to go with 15 because potatoes are hard. It's one big piece. These are grated nicely. It's very fine. You can see there's a lot of liquid in there from the potatoes. This is almost like a paste. Generally, if you are going to make something like potato pancakes with the grated potatoes, you do have to squeeze all the liquid out before you make the pancakes. With the inserts, cleanup is very easy. It's best to rinse them off right after you finish using it. If you want to try out this Braun food processor, I'll put a link in the description below. That's it for this part. I will put up a second part using the rest of the attachments. As always, I hope you found this useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more reviews. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.